Action cameras are one of my favorite tools. They're small and sometimes waterproof. Definitely so if you have an extra housing. With that, they can go almost anywhere. They're versatile. This is one attached to my wrist as I jumped off the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. Here's the time I tied my old GoPro Hero 2 to a beekeeper as he climbed 3 or 4 stories high to take down this beehive. Now that was a story, and one where you're not going to be in a position to get this kind of video from a regular camera on the ground. So whether it's capturing your epic vacation or getting interesting angles other cameras simply can't, with action cameras, you'll definitely get a lot of bang for your buck. In fact, my favorite use for them is as a second camera when filming videos. There's my main camera that's recording, and then also my GoPro. And in fact, here we've got 2 of them going just to give you a variety of shots. And that's what's so great about it, is it gives me options when editing. There are 3 main competitors when talking about action cameras. There's GoPro, who was the first and largely is probably the most internationally known brand. Then there's a company called Yi that makes cameras just as good, but usually about $30 cheaper than GoPro because they want to take some of GoPro's market share. And now there's also an action camera from DJI, the famous drone manufacturer. What they have is called the DJI Osmo Action Camera. Any one of them will serve you well. What you'll want to be careful of is cheap cameras whose names sound generic and that are under $100. I've had problems with them in the past. The camera itself actually worked, but it was getting my computer to recognize the memory card from the camera afterwards that was the problem. It just wouldn't work, and I tried multiple computers, both Mac and PC. So if you're looking at an action camera that's under $100 and not a brand name, please make sure to research reviews. And here's one more pro tip for you when it comes to GoPro and Yi. You don't necessarily have to buy the latest and greatest one they offer, because the ones they came out with last year or even the year before that probably do what you need them to do, and you'll find them much cheaper than the newest version. I, in fact, use a mixture of GoPros that came out in different years. That's how reliable they are. They're great because I know it's grabbing the wide shot, which frees me up with my main camera to get the medium or tight shot. Or in this case, when filming a restaurant, the GoPro was clamped to the side of the griddle getting the food as I was filming the chef. Every cut cuts clean because not only are they different shots, meaning wide and tight, but they're also different angles, meaning the GoPro is a wide shot from a high angle looking down, while the chef is a medium shot from eye level. Here's a pro tip for you. I start recording on my action camera first and then record on my main camera. And this next step here is really important. What I do once everything is rolling is I make sure to clap 3 times. Just that hard so it's loud. And this is because that distinct audio, when you look at the waveform, these will be huge peaks because it's clapping. This is the distinct audio that programs like Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, or a footage syncing program like Pluralize will use to actually almost instantly align all the cameras. And with this, please know that just having your voice or having audio that is consistent is sometimes not enough for these programs to sync. Most of the time, you'll probably find it does it just fine. But there are going to be times to where it just can't get it right, and sometimes it can't get it right at all. And that's what you're looking at here. The blue clips that you see are the ones it can sync, and the red ones that you see are ones that it doesn't know what to do with. So something that helps with this is, again, doing those claps and doing them at the beginning of your clip. I also do this when using an external audio recorder like my Zoom H4n. Also too, most action cameras are now waterproof without any additional housing. Now, if you're going deeper than a snorkeler would, you definitely need the extra housing because the pressure increases the lower you go underwater, and that pressure is what's gonna push the water past the rubber gaskets protecting your camera that were originally creating that seal. Obviously, double check if the action camera that you are getting is waterproof. If you're buying a GoPro Hero 5 or later, it probably is. The Hero 5 and Hero 7 definitely are. The Hero 6 probably is, and I'm sure as they make the generations that come later, they will be too as well. DJI Osmo's action camera, their first generation version, is also definitely waterproof. In the next video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite accessories to use with action cameras and also how to use them. I'll see you there.